Hello, my name is Nathaniel Malvasino, and I did an experiment testing if eggshells increases plant growth. So for my experiment, I used sugar snap peas, which germinates and grows quickly. Eggshells are 95% calcium carbonate, which means they can be used as a fertilizer to increase plant growth, as shown in a study. Uh, This topic is of interest to me because instead of disposing of eggshells after cooking some eggs, I could use the eggshells to help plants grow. So my hypothesis is that if I mix eggshell pieces into the soil, then the sugar snap peas with 5 grams of eggshell pieces will grow taller than the seeds in the control group, and the sugar snap peas with 15 grams of eggshell pieces, because it has been shown that using too many eggshells does not increase plant growth. So for materials and methods, I had 3 medium-sized pots, one group per pot. So group A had 5 grams of crushed eggshells. Group B had 15 grams of crushed eggshells, while Group C is the control group, so they only receive water. Um, of course, each pot includes potting soil because um, that's how the plant propagation for sugar snap peas work, being that they're seeds. I received crushed eggshells by simply getting some from the kitchen after we used the eggs for cooking, and for each group, they all received lighting for photosynthesis so that they can receive glucose for food and so that they can continue growing. Um, they received sunlight during the day, and during some nights they would get electrical lighting. I would bring them indoors in some nights. Um, I had 30 sugar snap peas in total, 10 seeds per group. For water, I used tap water from our hose to keep the soil damp, and so the seeds would be able to germinate, and once they start growing, they would take in water from their roots. And the amount of water they got was about 10 seconds of mist watering each day. Um, some days the plants did receive rainwater while I was asleep. For nights I didn't take them indoors, and for the first few days, I did use a net covering to protect the germinating seeds from birds or any other sort of harmful factors. Um, I recorded data every day. I recorded the stem height to be specific. So here's the graph and the table of my results. And here's some pictures of my results. The note basically says um, that I accidentally wrote M on the popsicle sticks rather than G for grams. So yeah, that was just a mistake. On the left is basically the first day I started to notice that they were germinating, and the fourth day is on the right after germination. Um, here's some more pictures. Here's the 10th day after germination, and on the right being the 15th, and finally here is the last day of data entry, which is the 20th day. So for my results, I did find that my hypothesis is wrong because in my hypothesis I stated that group A would grow the tallest. However, group A actually grew the shortest, group A being the group that had 5 grams of eggshell pieces. Um, there are a few possible sources of error, being that one seed from Group A ended up being about 14 centimeters at 20 days, so it was rather short compared to the other plants being about 26 to 31 centimeters. Um, Another problem was that seeds were uh, perhaps growing too close to each other. They started to attach to each other, and it made it a bit difficult to measure sometimes. Um, Overwatering on some days due to rain could have slowed plant growth. Um, and yeah, it was according to a study that it showed it could slow plant growth. Um, there could have not been enough crushed eggshells compared to the amount of seeds because in the study they did only use 3 seeds. So yeah, I should have used more eggshells to compensate for the increased amount of seeds. Um, I also wasn't very consistent in the time of recording. So sometimes I would record at like 6 p.m., 7 p.m., or even 10 p.m. Each day. Um, Things I would do differently, I would plant the seeds 2 inches apart, which is typically the recommended length or recommended distance of each seed. And I would use a larger ratio of grams of crushed eggshells to the amount of seeds. So for group A, instead of 5 grams, I could use somewhere between 10 to 15 grams. And for group B, instead of 15 grams, maybe use 25 to 30 grams of crushed eggshells. And of course, I should record data more consistently. So my conclusions are basically that crushed eggshells do increase plant growth, and that's because the group with 15 grams of eggshells grew the tallest compared to the other groups. And here are my references. So thank you for watching my presentation, and yeah, see you later.